This is like the best thing to show the guys. So if you think of it like with lifting, squatting, deadlifting, those are like really good measures of strength, right? So think of the movements that you do. Like if you're gonna deadlift, it's here. You make that counter move and then you pop up. Squatting, counter, pop up. Okay, so those are really strong movements. So think of it like pitching. We want to make it a really strong movement. Counter, drop, okay? Instead of staying like tall, big ball. But that's the biggest thing I think with teaching the young kids on how to really use their legs. Instead of just saying like, use your legs, get into your legs. Like you got to show them how to do it. So if you can get them to do this stuff, so I spend a lot of time with this because I think it relates a lot to arm care, like in having a healthy arm. I mean, if you can teach them to use your legs like this, basically what happens is the arm is just like along for the ride.
That's right.
You know,
Tell them that whole
it's
time.
such a different feeling when you use your body like this down the slope. Any questions about that stuff? Good. The next one on that is the shadow bullpens. So we started doing, I've done this in the past at some other places I've been at, but this is kind of new. We hired this guy, Brian Payne. I'm sure you guys have probably heard him speak at some point. He's awesome, but he's all about like the mental game. So what we do is we have our guys do this every single day, the shadow bullpens. And there's a different focus. So someday it might be your routine. Someday it might be just, going through some mechanical stuff. But the big thing with it is the routine. So I make all our guys write down what their pre-pitch routine is. And then they also have to write down their release routine. So, for example, like my pre-pitch routine is pretty simple. It's just wipe, here, I get my sign, breath, and go. Then if something's going wrong, like say I throw 2 balls in a row, they're all over the place, I have some type of release routine. I don't like guys that kind of walk all over the mound, and will slow the game down to a crawl. Mine is just like, I'll get the ball back, take my hat off, wipe,
Deep breath.
and then I'm back to my pre-pitch routine. So it's something really simple. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but our whole mentality is like next pitch, okay? So we try not to focus at all on what's going on in the field or the previous at bat. We're just trying to focus on making the next pitch. So when stuff goes bad for guys, especially at a young age, it's like it's chaos in their heads. Like I'm sure like you guys have been there at some point, but what happens is it starts spiraling out of control for them, and that's what leads to big innings. So if you look at college baseball in particular, and pretty much any level of baseball, when a team scores a big inning, they win like 80% of the time. So a big inning is 3+ runs in an inning, okay? So if you can prevent that inning, then you have a better chance of winning. So a lot of times those innings happen because guys aren't mentally tough enough and they just lose their shit on the mound. And I think that happens a lot more at the younger ages. So we have this routine, this pre-pitch routine, and this release routine that we can always go to when stuff hits the fan, basically. Okay, so it's something that works for a lot of guys. Some guys you don't even need to talk about it with because they just do it, but it's usually those guys that, they're trying to kind of find themselves out there. It's really good for them to have some type of routine that they can go to. I'll just keep going. The next one, the pickoffs. So we try to do this every single day pretty much. I'll talk about left-handed pitchers to start. With left-handed pitchers, I try to make them